Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jessica and today I'll be guiding you through a beginner Vinyasa flow. Today's practice is perfect for you if you consider yourself a beginner or even if you've never done yoga before. This can be done at any time of day and no props are required. However, if you have blocks, I encourage having them close by and using them throughout the practice as you need. When you're ready, we will begin in a comfortable seat, sitting in a cross-legged position with your right leg in front of your left. Close down or soften your gaze and start to bring some awareness to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. Root down through your sit bones. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. As you breathe in, try to expand through your belly, your back, and your rib cage. Exhale, try to make it a little longer. Draw your fingertips behind you. Bend your elbows slightly. Press your fingers into the mat. Lift your chest up. Draw your shoulder blades together and notice how this fires up the back of your body. Try to keep this lift as you bring your hands back to your thighs. Take another breath in and a breath out. If you haven't already, open up your eyes. Draw your arms into a T, hands at shoulder level. Flip your palms so that they're facing upwards and draw your thumbs back towards each other. Draw your shoulder blades together. Keep your ears relaxed away. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Reflip your hands back down. Start to lean your body over to the right, keeping your left sit bones planted to the mat. Lower your right hand down. Reach your left arm up and over, maybe bending into your right arm. Gaze underneath your left armpit. Inhale, bring yourself back up, arms into a T. Turn your body to the left. Place your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Exhale, twist a little deeper, maybe gaze over your left shoulder. Take an inhale here. And exhale, come back to center. Switch the cross of your legs so that your left leg is now in front of your right. Now this may be more comfortable for you or it may feel awkward. That's okay. Bring your arms into a T. Lengthen through your spine. Flip your palms up towards the sky. Draw your thumbs back, shoulder blades together. And then reflip your palms back down. Lean your body over to the left as far as you can without lifting your right hip. Then lower your left hand to the mat. Reach your right arm over bicep to ear. Gazing underneath that arm, maybe bending into the left. Inhale, draws you back up to the center. Twist to the right as far as you can, then place your left hand to right knee, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper, only if it's okay for your neck, gazing over your right shoulder. Take an inhale and exhale back to center. Roll over your knees, meet in a tabletop position. Hips stacked over your knees, wrists stacked over or shoulders stacked over your wrists. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Press into the heel of your hand while also pressing into your fingertips. We'll find some cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale, curl and round your spine in cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Draw your heart forward. Exhale, curl it all in. Find somewhere in the middle here, so a neutral spine in between a cat and in between a cow. Draw your belly up and in, and then from here, while keeping your elbows straight, lower your chest down, draw your shoulder blades together for retraction. On your exhale, press into the mat, draw your shoulder blades away from each other, protraction. Inhale, drop your chest down. Exhale, protract your shoulders, draw them away from each other, broaden your back. Once more, inhale to lower, and exhale, press away. Maintain this press as you extend your left leg behind you and extend your right fingertips out in front of you. Inhale, lift your leg, lift your hand up. Exhale, draw your knee and elbow together towards each other. Inhale, lengthen through your toes and through your fingers. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach through your hands, reach through your toes. And exhale, plant your hand back down to the mat. Plant your toes back down to the mat. Turn onto the heel of your foot so that the sole of your left foot is now planted to the mat. Pivot your right foot back so that you create a kickstand with your right leg. Reach your left arm up over your ear. Keep pressing into the sole of your foot to the outer edge of the left foot. Reach through your fingertips. Side body stretch. Exhale, plant your hand back down to the mat, tabletop. Extend your right toes behind you, your left fingers towards the top of the mat. Then inhale, press your hand into the mat, lift up, lengthen, reach through your fingers, reach through your heel, and exhale, draw everything in like your cat pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, plant your left hand to the mat, plant your right toes to the mat, rotate onto the sole of your foot, kickstand your left leg, reach your right arm up overhead. Side body stretch. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach long through your right fingers. Exhale, plant your hand back down to the mat, tabletop. Tuck your toes, walk your hands slightly forward. Press into the mat, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hips width distance apart. Your heels don't have to be touching the mat. Bend your knees, reach your tailbone up high towards the sky. Press your chest towards your thighs. See if you can straighten your legs a little bit more from here so that you're in this triangle shape, downward facing dog. Roll yourself forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. Protract your shoulders. Lower your knees down to the mat. Send your hips towards your heels. Child's pose. Lower your forehead towards the mat. And it may not touch the mat, and that's okay. Inhale, come back into plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. We'll do this once more. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. Press your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose. Inhale, come forward through hands and knees up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is one version of a vinyasa flow. So throughout class, if you hear your variation of vinyasa, this is one variation that you can take. Gaze towards the top of the mat, bend your knees, take as many steps as you need to get to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, press your hands into your shins, lengthen the crown of your head forward as your hips draw back. Bring your hands towards your hips and inhale, lift up to stand, mountain pose. Relax your arms down by your side. Press your toes into the mat, press your heels into the mat, and think about drawing your feet away from each other like you're trying to rip your mat apart. Notice how this makes your legs feel. Notice how it fires up your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. Keep pressing your tailbone down towards the mat. Lift your head up high towards the sky, lengthen through the back of your neck. Keep your shoulders down, away from your ears. Inhale, bring your arms into a T-like position. Flip your palms upward, draw your shoulder blades back, draw your thumbs back. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Flip your palms down as you maintain this. Inhale, flip your palms back up. Reach up towards the sky. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, flip your palms away from each other. Press the air down into a T position. Flip your palms back up. Reach back up. Inhale and exhale. Rotate your hands away. Press the air down. Then let go of your arms, release them by your side. Bring your hands to your thighs. Start to roll yourself down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot towards the back of the mat. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale for plank pose. Lower your knees to the mat and either come back to child's pose or bend at the elbows, keep your arms close to your body, lower yourself down all the way to the mat. Press your palms into the mat underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest up, cobra. Exhale, lower down, press back into a tabletop position. Find your way into downward facing dog. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Step your feet as many times as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step your right foot towards the back of the mat. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Your variation of vinyasa. Inhale, forward to plank. Knees down to the mat. Either come into child's pose or lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come through tabletop to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Lower your knees down to the mat, tabletop. Reset your hands underneath your shoulders if you need to. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between your palms. You may need to lift your hand in order to get your foot there. Walk your hands up towards your knee, low lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, draw your knees or your legs in towards each other so that you're firing up in your thighs. Reach up towards the sky, high lunge. Keep pressing your tailbone down, reaching your arms up. Bring your hands towards your hip. Plant your left heel down. Open up your hips to the long edge of the mat. Your toes may be at a slight angle towards the top of your mat, or they may be parallel. Either one is okay. Take a generous bend in your front knee. Look towards your toes to see if you can see your front two toes. Make sure your knee is aligned over your ankle. Chest is facing towards the long edge of your mat. From here, reach your arms into a T. Gaze over your front fingertips. Warrior two. On your inhale, start to straighten your front leg. Flip your palms up towards the sky. Reach your arms up overhead. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, externally rotate your arms. Press the air down. Rebend. Warrior two. Windmill your hands down to frame your right foot. Pick up your back heel. Step your foot back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, forward into plank pose. Lower your knees back down to the mat. Child's pose, or lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, press into the mat, cobra. Exhale, through hands and knees, downward facing dog. Lower your knees back down to the mat. Inhale, reach your left leg out behind you. Kick your heel up towards the sky and step it through to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your knee, low lunge. Exhale, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Draw your legs together, squeeze them together as you lift up, high lunge. Bring your hands towards your hips. Turn your hips open to the long edge of the mat. Plant your heel down. Gaze towards your front foot. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Generous bend in your knee. And try to see if you can press your knee open so that you can see your first two toes. Rotate your chest towards the long edge of the mat. Open up your arms to a T. Draw your shoulder blades back like we did earlier. Gaze towards your fingertips. Flip your palms up. Start to straighten your front leg. Reach up. Inhale and exhale. Press the air away. Warrior two. Windmill your hands down. Frame your front foot. Pick up your back heel. Step your foot back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Lower your knees back down to the mat. Spread your knees as far apart as you would like. Big toes together. Sit your hips towards your heels. Child's pose. Rest your forehead down towards the mat. Walk your hands back in. Sit your hips to one side. Swing your legs out in front of you. Heels pressing into the mat. Toes lifted up. Press your hands into the mat beside you. Dandasana, staff pose. Use your hands to draw your right knee in towards your chest. Then lower your knee down to the mat, sole of the foot to the inside of your left thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach tall, and with this length, start to walk your hands forward fold, head to knee pose. It doesn't matter how far you're folding over. Inhale, press your palms into the mat, walk yourself back up, draw your knee back into your chest, wrap your left arm around your knee, hug your knee in towards you, place your right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Come back to center, re-straighten your left or right leg. Draw your left knee in towards you. Let your knee lower down, sole of the foot to the inside of your thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift up tall. Exhale, walk your hands forward, fold. Walk yourself back in. Draw your knee in towards your chest. Wrap your right arm around your knee. Lift up nice and tall. Place your left fingertips behind you and exhale, twist. Maybe gazing over your left shoulder. Release back to center. You may want to shift your hips forward to come to lie down on your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Cross your right leg over top of your left so that you're in a cross-legged position, and draw your legs in towards you. Release the cross of your legs, switch sides, cross your left knee over top of your right, draw your legs in closer towards you. Uncross your legs, give yourself a squeeze. Lower your feet down to the mat. Shift your hips over to the right. Let your knees drop to the left. Bring your right arm into a T or into a cactus. Gaze can be straight ahead or over towards the right. Try to keep your shoulder and your chest facing upwards. Draw your legs back up through to center. Shift your hips over to the left. Let your knees drop to the right. Left arm into a T or cactus. Breathe into the twist. Draw your legs back in towards center. Reposition yourself on your mat if you need to. Extend your right leg down and then your left. Relax your arms beside you. Close down or soften your gaze. Let your body settle in. Let this practice integrate into the body for our final resting pose of Shavasana. Take a few moments of relaxation and rest, and I will call you out when it's time. Draw some awareness back to your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Create movement in your wrists and your ankles. Reach your arms up overhead. Create length for a good morning stretch. Draw your knees in towards your chest and roll over to any side. Create a pillow with your arms. Take a moment in this position. When you're ready, use your hands to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Draw your hands back behind you onto your fingertips. Lift up through your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together. And then in this position, rest your hands towards your thighs. Notice if it feels any easier than at the start of the class. Close down or soften your gaze. Draw your hands towards your heart center. We'll release or close with a releasing breath in through the nose, side out the mouth, bow forward, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's beginner Vinyasa flow. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment on what you thought, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Bye.